Hey, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. It's great to see you. We're here today at the historic Percival train station. And for those that I may have confused in the past, this was built in 1904.
And how many years was that, Ray?
Denise, now that's 120 years.
Awesome. Actually, this is our first video of 2024. And
Yeah.
we left off 2023 with the word optimistic. So my question is, Ray, are we still optimistic?
You betcha. We're still very optimistic. And I
Great.
think there's a lot of energy right now in the marketplace with the agents, I think also with buyers and sellers. And probably the topic of conversation that we mentioned many times last year was interest rates. The discussion now is that interest rates are actually starting to decrease. And in fact, one of our in-house lenders yesterday spoke at our sales meeting and indicated that he's seeing interest rates as low as 6%. So they range now, depending on the program, between about 6.5% and maybe even a little below, maybe a smidge below 6 at this point. The other thing that we're very optimistic about is we're already starting to see an increase in inventory. And some of that can be attributed to that new home developments will probably continue to add to the inventory. It's a great option for buyers that are not finding anything on the resale market to continue to consider perhaps new home construction. We're also starting to see that with the increase in inventory available, more buyers out, taking advantage of the lower interest rates, that we'll start to see very optimistic about an increase in sales activity as well. And then I think with all of that said, you're going to start to see that home values will continue to increase. So are we optimistic? If you combine the lower interest rates, certainly the increased inventory, and a marketplace that has historically been very stable with regard to jobs, the interest in coming to the area for jobs, all that equals to a lot of optimism.
That's so true. And with that optimism, it also points to the factors that make Northern Virginia such a wonderful place to not only live, but also to own property.
Yeah, it does.
So I have this story in relation
to
what you're talking about. So this weekend, I'm taking my son to tutoring.
Is that the basketball star, Josh?
Yes, that needs tutoring.
Oh, don't we all?
So I was in Gainesville. It's a regular neighborhood, great neighborhood. And all of a sudden there's a traffic jam. I can't even pull over to drop him off. Why? Not because it was a party that I wasn't invited to, because that was my first thought, but actually it was an open house. And I'm thinking, when was the last time I saw this type of activity?
Cars everywhere, huh?
Cars everywhere, people on the street, people are like jockeying for the parking places. And
lined up to get in.
And I was like, this is January, what's going on? So I think what you said and what I saw is lining up, and I love to stay on top of all of this to see how it all plays out.
Yeah.
So why is all of this important? And
why is it important?
Thank you. Right. So I think for anyone watching this, the reason this is important is if you are thinking of buying a house or selling a house this year, it will affect the process. So with all this competition, buyers interested, it means if you're selling a house, there's more attention. And that will affect how long it takes for your home to go under contract. It will probably go under quicker with more people. And also it means a better price for you. So more people competing on your home usually means it's in favor of the sellers. Right. On the note of the new construction and new inventory now, it also means that sellers need to be aware they're going to have competition.
Very true.
So more than one house is going to be selling in their area because before inventory was so low, there was no competition. So with that change, it's just about setting clear expectations as to watching your competition, looking at the condition the property is in, and see how your property will compete with those. So I think all of that makes it really important to stay on top of all of this.
With all this taken into consideration, I guess the bottom line is we are still very optimistic about the prospects of the Northern Virginia market in 2024. And we promise to keep you updated throughout the year.
Yes. Next week, actually, we have a full big market update It will include all the latest statistics as well as what it means, whether you're a seller or whether you're a buyer.
Yeah, in addition to that, two important updates coming. Tomorrow, the CPI, that's the Consumer Price Index report, is to be released. And of course, that's the index of inflation, both monitored from November of 2023 through December, and then a reflection 12 months ago. And then, secondly, on January 31st, the Federal Reserve releases its announcements as to what it will be doing with interest rates, whether they will remain the same, increase, or some predict may even start to fall.
That would be wonderful.
That would be terrific.
On that note, please, we're asking for your help. Please subscribe to our newsletter. We have the link below. What we do every week, you'll get an email, and in it is not only our latest video and latest as to what's happening in the real estate market in Northern Virginia, but you will always also see the latest entertainment, places to go, and things to do. So please subscribe.
As always, thanks for joining us, and we'll hope to see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.